Well, hello everyone, and welcome to whatever the heck this is. Episode number nothing. Special episode of Final Boss TV, your WoW endgame rating show. I'm your host, Adam K, aka Bay, and I have no artwork set up for me because I am on a totally different setup today, in my XSplit anyway, to put together a show for you guys to sort of talk about the inner workings of how I build Final Boss TV. Chat room, of course, can ask me questions about how I do things that I do. We'll walk through the building of 2 different episode skeletons. You'll be able to see the show notes behind the scenes for Final Boss, and you can actually be a part of the building process. We're doing the episode 55, which will be the interview with Vanille and Ketal for the War of the Ancients, Well of Eternity machinima that just launched on this past Saturday. That has been moved to the 24th, so that's next Sunday. The Sunday after that is Labor Day weekend. There will be no show for that because it's a holiday, and people are going to be doing stuff, and you want to do stuff, so don't need to watch our faces. And the week after that, which I don't have the date offhand right now, actually, let me look at that real quick, which is the, the 14th, right? 14th? Yeah, 14th of September. We'll be back with the Warlords of Draenor beta healing impressions episode, and the guests of that will, of course, to be announced in the future. But without enough of my face jibber-jabbering and talking about stuff, let's switch over here to this crazy overlay I just made today to actually show you how this is done. There it is. Let me push this there, and let me scoot this out of the way. And fade out that intro music. There we go. That's fine. Yeah. All right. So we are inside the lair of my Google Docs, which will be most of the time today. And let me make sure this still looks okay. Oh my gosh! Explitception. That looks all right. Oh, yep. That's fine, I guess. We'll. Okay. Put that away. Put that away. And so, yeah. Every week, about a week and a half before every episode, I start sitting down with my Google Docs and I make a new episode. So, like, we can go back to 2013. Every completed show is right here. Go back again to 2014. Completed shows we've had so far right here. They're all by just date, episode number, of course. And sometimes they have a different title. Like, I know, like, this is the dev interview and this is the watcher interview, stuff like that. But usually it's just the episode title. And you go into the actual document itself and it will really dig into what it looks like. Every episode is built off of a little skeleton that I've made, a copy pasta. So I just kind of drag and drop this thing on every time. And it's like the 2.5 to 3 pages of stuff that I keep on every document, which is what the guests see every episode. So there's actually an FAQ linked in here, which has more stuff about Final Boss if people have questions and things. So there's a ton of other stuff in here. Yeah. So lots of other stuff, but we don't use that as much anymore, but it is there if guests do want to look at it. But the skeleton becomes more of an actual thing when I copy it over, and I gotta change the date here real quick. Where's the 24th now? The 24th. And yeah. This is going to be an interesting process because I've never done this before about how I do things, but host intro, Anna's intro, my guest intro, I always have their stuff here so I don't forget who I'm talking to every episode. So, yep. Yeah, Valkyrian. There used to be a thing I used to do back in the day on my personal stream where I used to buy guests, viewers of the stream dinner, not guests, but stream viewers. This goes all the way back to 2012, 2013, 2012, and I think it ended at the end of last year or so. So, yep. Also I did a giveaway based on how many wipes it would take my guild to kill Lei Shen, which was pretty fun, but that's old stuff. Old stuff, if any of you remember back from the day when I used to do my own personal stream. Yep. So far I've only got so many things up here for the actual notes. And then, of course, we will make another document here. We'll create one more. which is going to be the extra episode, the next one coming up. So let's just get the skeleton here for this one. This will be 56. And this is going to be on 24th is that one. 31st is no show. So, oh, sorry, 7th. I missed. Is 7th when I'm back? I think 7th is when I'm back. Yeah, Labor Day is the... Okay, so 7th. September 7th, 2014 will be the beta Warlords of Draenor healing episode for 56. So this is Warlords. Let's do WAD because I don't have enough space here. WAD, beta, healing impressions. I go over here. It's going to be the September the 7th, 2014. And I'll be going back and forth between chat and this just to Celestial on fan fiction confirmed. Yikes. Yeah, going back and forth between chat just to make sure that I'm answering questions and stuff as we go along. Why do I always happen to not read your hilarious comments? What did you say, Gal? Oh no, about the 3D glasses? Yep. Yep, the purple ones for Donatello. Uh-huh. Indeed. So I guess a little background stuff on how I do things. Obviously, the show is run on XSplit, right? So everything happens in this little box, basically. People always wonder why I use XSplit over OBS. I've just been using XSplit for a long time, for 3 years now, a little over 3 years. So I've been a live streamer for 2 years before Final Boss, and Final Boss is a little over a year old. So I use XSplit for everything. And I think my bitrate is at 2800, I believe. Forced keyframes are 2.0. I stream out of, I think, Texas or Virginia right now because the Miami server is all weird sometimes. And I've just found that I can do things in XSplit that I can't do in OBS the way I like them. Say, for example, if I go over to my face cam, let's do this. And I'm going to go and add let's add a lower third from an episode before. Let's just add Preach's lower third. Let's do this. Yeah, let's add... do I have episode 50 constant? Oh, let's do Trivial Pursuit. So it always not pulls the right way, but you yank it in. Each lower third is always made before the show's live. Like I make them on my laptop. There's a template that Leonaka put together for me, and then I edit the text every week. Edit if there's a fade or no fade, because there's no fade on this version, which is the basic one that shows the show stuff. But then there's a fade up for right here, a little bit of that purple stuff when it's an actual guest episode. And then the sword changes size. I put their guild logos or their like streamer logos or YouTube logo down in the corner over there on the sword. So, and this actually should be boop right behind FinalBossTV. But the thing about it is, it's weird, is that, go back over here, I'll show you. When I'm doing something, say for example, let's spread the watermark up here real quick and just show you what I mean. OBS has an interesting thing about how to crossfade isn't like a easily thing. So whenever you see a lower third fade up or fade down on the live show, when it fades over top of the basic and then fades away, and it tells you like who's talking right now or whatever, I do that manually with this little slider right here. Like I literally, every time you see that happen, I'm manually sliding this. Now, of course, I didn't find a way to do this in OBS properly, so I kept with XSplit almost for this entire reason. Because fading the lower thirds in and out of scene transitions and then who's talking, who's not talking is a really big deal. So I kept this for that reason almost entirely. Whereas with OBS, if there's like a plugin that you can do like crossfading and stuff like that, I don't know it exists. So, meh. But we'll see. We'll see if it changes, because I do want to eventually get what's called Vid Blaster, which is a professional, huge level like broadcasting software that I'd be able to use, and I get put on a better show. I can get the camera regions a little better with my guests. I can get the transition stuff a little better too. So we will see if that comes to fruition. Vid Blaster is very expensive, and I need an actual other piece of audio gear for it to work as well. So I need an actual like mixer, which I don't have. So I need a mixer and Sound Blaster. I mean, yeah, Vid Blaster. So that's a big upgrade. I think we might get there in the future, but we will see. We will see. I know some people also run. I think Pat Crane runs his show off of a different program as well, because he runs off of Mac, which I'm not actually sure what the name of that is off the top of my head, but. Yeah, I always use XSplit. People always wonder what I use, so XSplit is what I use. Skype is also what I use to capture the screen regions, which is super simple, honestly. All I do is I make my 27-inch monitor right here almost fully Skype. There's a little window at the very bottom of my monitor that is for where XSplit sits, where my music sits, where my mixer sits, so I can bring up and down Skype and whatnot. And then there's a Final Boss chat in the bottom corner. But then the entire window basically is Skype with a little bit of like couple lines for chat so I can see what my guests are saying to me, because if they want to talk when I mute them. And then I just capture screen regions of each of the persons that are in Skype with me. And then I have to crop in around the blue so you don't see the blue flashy lights when they're talking. And then I have to put it all in 4 regions that are all 16 by 9s because the whole show is in 1080p. So it's just 16 by 9 windows, all 4 of them. And I wish I could actually bring that up on here, but it does not work, and I will actually break the program if I try to. So say, for example, if I had this region up here and I added my camera, it automatically adds my camera as a portion of the region. So what I would do then with each region of people is I would add it again. And I would add another one again, too. And then I would add it one more time. So each each region of the guest is all the same 16 by 9 box, rectangle rather. And they're all catty-cornered, so they're not doing all stupid stuff and not like having gaps and things between each guest. So let me get the baseception out of here real quick, because you guys might be freaking out right now. And that's how it works. I mean, each time I bring on guests, I have to kind of finagle the regions because sometimes people's camera is a little different. Sometimes people move their camera up and down and figure out where the best place for them to put it is, because with how cameras work, you can kind of cut the head off a little bit. Like if you watch movies, the heads and foreheads are cut off a little bit. You need this part of the face. You need mouth, nose, eyes, cheeks. Those are really the important parts. It's where you talk from. You also don't want to cut the chin off. Cutting someone's chin off looks really weird. You want to leave a little bit more underneath the chin as well. If you can, of course, have the shoulders and a little bit more of the body movement, you can do it. But you never want to cut off the chin. Forehead you can cut off, never cut the chin off. You always want to keep that in the shot. So always want to keep that in the shot. Bay overload. Yep. So many bays. Exactly. So, Yep. So it's pretty ridiculous. People keep asking like how I make the regions and how I make them all, but it's just screen region captured from Skype. It just has a lot of fine tuning with cropping and then making sure it all fits into those 16 by 9 aspect little rectangle so everyone's even in the overlay. So this overlay you're looking at right now is actually just a huge amalgamation of art assets that Frances made for me. And she made this for WoW Trivial Pursuit, so I used the one without the title, one with the title to make this, and I put chat room right down there, of course, for you guys to be in the show. Hi, chat room. I'm touching you right now. I'm touching you on both sides. Oh, my goodness. What's happening? But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make something that I could show and not be just like me with no region, so and no camera stuff. So it looks all right, I think, for a temporary little show doo-doo. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about how I put together the show or other things to clarify, this is your time to ask them. If you are a podcaster or vidcaster or live streamer or whatever, this is the time to pick my brain. We'll do a little bit of Q&A real quick here. Yeah, Brutal likes cutting his forehead off. Yeah, Ryan likes sitting way forward intrinsic, so he likes to like... That's not intrinsic, that's instinct, sorry. Wrong name. He likes to lean forward too far when I tell him to not do it, so he cuts off his forehead a lot. I don't know why. Yeah, he looks really weird. So I tell him to sit back all the time, but he likes to lean forward, so he's like this all the time. Like this. So this looks, you know, this is not terrible, right? Like, this is like movie style framing, I guess, to some degree. But this looks kind of still weird while you're on the show. Like, he's always like this. I'm like, Ryan, sit back. And then he just does this. So he still says cut off. He's so stupid. But, yep. I'm touching you? Nuh-uh. Get out of here with that. Nonsense. I'm going to turn on some music, actually, right now. I'm going to just fade some music in the background real quick here. Just so it's not totally dead silent. Just so we have a little bit going on there. Just get some Ben Briggs going in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, if you guys have questions about the stream and stuff like that, definitely ask away. Been violated by Bay's mouse? Oh gosh. Right. Hiding his baldness? He's bald by, like, I mean, he's balding, but he shaves his head on purpose. He likes it like that, so. Is it going to be a sequel to the War of the Ancients, WoW Eternity, WoW Machinima movie? Wizzo, it took Ketal and Vanille 3 to 4 years to make that. That's a better question to ask them, which I will go over here and put that in the notes. So how about that? Let's see here. I'll put your question down here, actually. Let's do this. Oh, damn it. It's going to be the wrong color now. Stop being the wrong color. Don't be brune. Be black. And that's that. Let me put a space here. Let's see. That's from Wizzo Games and Twitch chat, right? Wow, my cursor is freaking out right now. Wizzo Games with the Z, right? Let me double check. Yeah. Let's do Twitch chat. Is there going to be a sequel to the War of the Ancients? Well of Eternity. Wow, Machinima. We can ask them, of course, next week. And see what his thoughts and reaction are on that, because I'm pretty sure he's going to laugh about that. So, What type of camera do I use? I use the Logitech C920, the Carl Zeiss 1080p HD Logitech camera. So, yep, it's about the best bang for your buck you can get. The next step up from the C920 Logitech is most likely going to get a real HD camera and use a capture card, like a Blackmagic capture card, sort of like what other sort of larger streamers have been doing. But I don't have the capacity for that just yet. And if you were a part of how I was having a lot of trouble with Trivial Pursuit, apparently there are limitations on how many cameras you can run through XSplit and even OBS, so I couldn't figure out how to have multiple cameras anyway. So, hi, Novel. Someone the Nibbler. The answer, yeah, he's waiting for feedback from friends, definitely. Fans and whatnot. He's gotten a lot of feedback from, like, people that helped him with it, and of course, gave him feedback, because I actually watched the whole movie a while before it launched, actually. Not really, but, he gave me chunks of the film when it was still being worked on, and I watched it and gave him feedback. But, personally, I don't know. Like, for me, for example, with making the War Crimes Machinima now for the next year and a half of my life with Novel and Silver Latomi, it's going to be a huge undertaking, and he was basically the only person working on it outside of Vanille making all of the art and models. Ketal did everything else. So, unless he could find a way to expedite the process or make it a quicker thing, it's going to take him another multiple amounts of years because he's he's busy with job and family and stuff. So I don't know, personally. I don't know. If anything else, he said he would squish the 2 final books in the series into one film, but I don't know about that. Only 4 years to make it, yes. Have you ever considered using ear monitors? Do you mean earphones, like the little earbuds or whatever? Not really. I mean, I've been using these. These are just a Siberia SKV1 headset. They're a closed ear headset for a long time now. There's actually a short in the cable, so sometimes like only one headphone works, but I've had them for so long. I would probably keep this style. Earbuds sort of not only hurt my ears, but they also distort the audio coming into them, and they don't have like a good range of what I'm listening to. And since I'm balancing the show audio versus what I can hear to some degree, I don't know if that would work properly. Some people like earbuds, that's fine, but I think it sounds a lot different to me. And if I have to make sure that my guests sound good coming into my speakers, in my ears to you guys, earbuds would sound funny. So, yeah. So I don't know if that would be working. I might get a new pair of headphones someday. Or a headset, rather, I guess I should say. But I actually don't even want to get the new Siberia V2 because it has leather around the ears. These are cloth, and they're much lighter and cooler. I think leather would be kind of like sweaty after a while, and I usually sit here for long hours doing the show or doing the live stream. So I'm not sure. I think it would be, Yeah, I mean, it took him 4 years in total. I mean, honestly, if you add up the time it took him, it wasn't 4 years in Corrente, like animation time, but he has a job and a family, so he couldn't work on it full time. It just took a long time, like chiseling away at War of the Ancients. Yeah. I'm with Hina on that one, too. I mean, earbuds kind of hurt your ear, too. It depends on how your actual, like, ear hole is designed, or how it, genetics. On how it sits in your ear and how comfortable it is, because it honestly could be rather obnoxious after a long period of time. Nope. Sweaty ears are never good. And yeah, Cal, I don't know why they made the new V2s, because they're for professional gaming. Like, Siberia is a professional esports, endorsing company. But leather around your ears, man? I don't know. I wish they had cloth ones. No, there is nothing better for the price. I love the Siberia headsets, right? Sponsor. But I don't know if I could go with it being leather, not cloth. It's not real leather, but still. The cloth is just so clean, I guess I should say. So, yep. Let me turn this off real quick over there. There we go. I don't want Arthas to yell at me randomly during the show. So I'm going to put some more notes in here for this episode, and then so we can get on to the actual building the healer episode, which I think people will have more input on. So at the beginning, when did you decide to be part of the Machinima movie? I wanted to ask them a whole bunch of stuff about the building and the initial part of the reasoning behind making this Machinima. Let's see. Who did you contact and or work with in the beginning? Did anyone drop out of the project? Or was it only you and Veniel from the start? And then I guess a follow-up question to that would be, so I guess, for example, how did you start gathering voice actors? When did you contact Knack? Because is it 2 Ks or 2 A's for Knack? Richard A. Knack, the author and stuff, to voice in your film. And I guess who else did you want to voice characters that you couldn't obtain their interest or involvement? Maybe something like that. I mean, all the questions we ask on the show aren't always verbatim from these notes. This is obviously, the notes are obviously like a guideline of how we put together everything. So when you see us talking about stuff on the show, it's always the guests know what's coming next. And you can easily lead into the next part or not, and we can always just like highlight what we want to talk about or whatever. So, yeah, cloth is clean, leather isn't. You guys talk about headset still. Logitech headset? Do you need a fancy sound card to present a HQ stream, high quality stream? I have the new like Z Blaster something or other. Sound Blaster Z something. Yeah, what is this? The Sound Blaster Z sound card, the cool little red metal looking one. And it definitely helps, I think, because the sound going into your computer has to, yeah, the Sound Blaster Z is what I have right here. I'll drop the link in chat here. That's what I use. But I mean, I have a Hio PR40 mic that goes into a Personas 22 VSL USB or XLR to USB interface, and then that goes into a USB on my computer. And it works well. I still want to get a actual compressor limiter audio mixer so I can have like the duck sauce effect, I should say, because a reason why Matthew sounds amazing is obviously his voice, but it's amplified and changed and worked on by the technology involved to make it sound very radio. I don't have that next step yet, so yeah, KNAAK, yeah, so I got it right. We're good. I don't know. Wolfheart is an interesting book. Demon Hunter. Novel might have a suggestion about that. Are there any headsets with really good microphones that you've considered buying? So I think the only really good, to my knowledge, sounding headset with headphone combination that has the most like real voice sound to it might be the Astro A50s if they're wired. Because I've noticed a lot of headphone headsets, like with the microphone built in, have a lot of that telephone sound to them. Like if you watch older episodes of FinalBossTV when Anna was on her headset, her Razer headset, it sounded fine, but it was very much cell phony, I think. And it's not as clear, say, as my voice now or Anna's voice is on her AT2020. But I've always wanted and used desk mics. I went from the blue Snowball to the blue Yeti to now the Hio PR40. So the Yeti box is actually what holds up my camera. In the older episodes of FinalBossTV, I have the giant silver cylinder right in front of my face. So Ken, yeah, we're doing like a little BTS how I make the show Q&A kind of craziness. Oh, you're welcome, Trousers. Wow, gal. Yeah, Anna has had a busy week at work and stuff, so it actually works for her. She's actually, I think, at the office right now, or going back to the office to work on a Sunday, which sounds terrible, but gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, I think A50s are pretty okay. Pretty okay. I just don't know, honestly, how that works out, because the, again, headphone combination usually makes the microphone sound like a cell phone to some degree. It's not gonna be as clear. Obviously, this is an XLR microphone, right? Like this is like a actual radio mic. So, and Anna's is a USB, and it's closer to, you know, AT2020 is a pretty good microphone. So yeah, see, like a headset combination, I don't think, that's why I went with headphones and microphone standing itself. I think separating the two helps a lot. So, oh, you can't leave who'd mod the channel, gal. Fair enough. What do I prefer? I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about getting an Astro headset, honestly, for a while, just to upgrade from the Siberia to just a headset. I would probably just detach the microphone and just use it as headphones, because they come with it built in anyway. But I'm not sure yet, honestly. I'm really attached to my Siberias, but I think they're dying, so I've had these for like 4 years. I mean, I would have to look at it a lot. You'll be okay, gal. It's all right. Shots fired. Nobble's here. He could mod in your absence. So start getting voice actors. How about, was there a storyboarding process, or just, I want to know how he put together his work, because like for me, for example, which if you guys stick around, you may or may not get some teaser stuff for On My Own. Just letting you in there a little bit of teaser stuff there. I could show you some teaser stuff for War Crimes, but it's so early on right now. Novel has seen it, and there are a couple more pictures you haven't actually seen, Novel, but I don't know. It's not enough to really show just yet, but I think I could probably show some On My Own stuff, as long as I don't oopsie daisy and open it in the wrong window. Worth it, Naz? Wow, Ken. I see how it is. Pokemon really important. That's fine. Was there a storyboarding process? Can you dive into your, let's say, work flow as you progressed? Oh, that's a hyphenated word. Progressed through the project. Workflow is hyphenated, or no, one word. Weird. I see how it is. Hello, Sir Fail a Lot. Like, if you guys have questions about stuff, whatever I'm like looking at chat, you can ask them. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking over here. If you guys have questions or curiosities about what you want to ask Ketal and Vanille about the huge machinima, then please pipe in. This is all about you guys helping me out with this stuff. You have any workflow process, storyboards, musical selections. Let's not capitalize that because I'm weird. Shot compositions. What else can I ask? Scripting the dialogue for your actors. And then, of course, syncing your dialogue with the animations. That's terrible, Ken. A remastered version with the updated models? I'm gonna go with no. The fact, again, that it took these two so long to make the War of the Ancients, I honestly would be surprised if we ever got a sequel or anything else. So... you submitted a question earlier today, all that was more lore-related in the machinima making? Oh, what was the question again? I could probably pull it up, actually. Do I have the right email logged in over on this window? I think I do. I do. Let me check that. Oh, there it is. Look, there's a question from Keldark. If we had the option of curing Queen Ijara from the Naga Curse in the future expansion and redeeming her since she's a very powerful and maybe could be less eco, she could help us against evil forces, would you support that choice or would you kill her? I don't know. I'm pretty sure to put it in perspective, I think, in my personal opinion, I almost think that Queen Ijara is like the Kerrigan of World of Warcraft in a way, at least from the corruption standpoint, that even if we did cure her of the Naga infliction, I don't think she'd be able to let go of N'Zoth's power. There's just no way. She's just too far gone, I think. But that could be a question for Novel, too. Why don't I use a border for the Skype windows? You mean like an overlay for the show? Hugshot? I personally am incredibly stickler on overlays. I mean, even the one I'm using today is just sort of slapdash, but it's not like a real show. I like the show that is just the 4 cameras and the watermark, and then when you go into a full camera screen for somebody, it gets you the lower third. I think it's like you're watching television more, and overlays, not to discredit overlays for certain shows, that definitely works for them. I don't like them as much for Final Boss. I like the show to feel very television-oriented, I think, and the overlays make it feel very much like a podcast on the internet. I like the separation there. We've talked about overlays before in camera regions, and it works for like certain shows, obviously like Trivial Pursuit. Like, you know, the Trivial Pursuit overlay is actually ridiculous. Let me pull it up for you real quick here, just as you can see it without anything else happening. So this is the Trivial Pursuit overlay. Boop. And if you were there live or watch the final episode, I show my camera around to like what my setup here looked like to make this look awesome. So obviously all these regions, of course, are for the guests, for the teams, and this is for the board, and these little dots right here are for the score cups, which all have to be in place, and then we duct taped it all down to my table so it wouldn't move, and then we duct taped the camera to the stand to the table it was on, and the table to the floor, even though Francis still bumped the damn thing. So it doesn't move, because it's all lined up in that region. We don't want to keep moving it, because then we're gonna have a problem and have to keep fixing it during the show. We had to do it for episode 2, but I've never wanted to do overlays unless I needed to. So Never wanted to unless I needed to. Well, we talked about that before, though. Cube. Yep. Trivial Bay, indeed. Uh-huh. So I guess I could put... I mean, I don't know if this question... I mean, it's part of the War of the Ancients, and Kital would definitely know about it. So let's put this in here. Just because. Let's just knock this in here. Kaldarak, because he's submitted so many questions, actually just gets this Twitter handle on the stream. This is for War of the Ancients, and I'll just leave the whole question here for now. I think it should be okay. I usually reformat questions before they go up on the question cards. Like, so for example, when a question card comes in, like for, let's grab one for Preach, I guess. Like, I make each one of these individually. These question cards that I make are all individually made. There's a layout for them where, like, the text goes and the text goes and the sword is in the background. But I make every single one of these every week for the show. And again, fading them in and out is done manually by this little crossfader down here. So when you see questions pop up on the screen, that is me literally going into the file and bouncing it in with the crossfade manually, because I am crazy, I guess. So, I don't think it's not even a Final Boss show without a question from Kaldarak now. It feels weird. So, side note, for the beta impressions for Worlds of Draenor, the healer episode coming up on the 7th of September, if you have a healer suggestion or someone you want to see on the show, you should tweet at FinalBossTV with who it should be. I asked that earlier today, but not everyone's on Twitter. So I'm trying to crowdsource who wants to be on the show. I know I want to get Heliocentric on the show as like one of my prime guests, but I don't know yet. I still have to figure out scheduling with that because... Yeah, and people keep asking for Derevka, but he's already been on the show like 17 times already. So I kind of want to have something else. I would like to have Hamlet back on the show again, but I think he's too busy pants to come on again, so we'll see how that works out in the future. We'll see. We'll see. I never answer your questions, Gal. Well, sometimes the questions you send in are kind of like, meh. You always ask me the same damn question, by the way. You always ask the same question, like, what's your favorite final boss of this mansion? We already asked that. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes we get lots of questions for the show, and I only pick a certain handful of them to put in the actual show. We only usually pick between 3 and 6, usually. Some episodes can get more, like with Preach, I think I had 7 or 8, but the whole episode point was to ask him questions, so... Yeah, Laws is a healer from Fat Boss, exactly, I don't know how much theory crafting and stuff like that Laws has done, though, but... Should do an episode with representatives from all the new class IRCs? People have asked me to do, like, huge, crazy, big, episode stuff, like with, multiple guests. Aw, damn it. With like multiple guests and things, which is a possibility. I personally don't know how I would make it work. There we go. But it's a possibility to go in the future and try to make on a larger episode, because Trivial Pursuit is such a burden to get together and put together, and that has me plus 7 people. Well, 8 now with Francis on this last time. And to make that work was a lot. So to put together a show with all the different IRC channel like reps, maybe? I mean, how many of them are there? How many of them out there would you like me to talk to? I mean, there's Acaris, Ravenholt. There's the Druid one, I'm sure. There has to be a Druid one for all the Druids. Someone has to be running that. So, I mean, are there certain ones you'd like to see? I'd like to interview? Why does everyone think that Halion is not the final boss? Because he was filler content, I believe, is mostly the way. I think he was just filler content, so... Yeah, he was a lead into Cataclysm, because he was part of the whole thing. Stormy of Ponazar? 17th best EU guild. Stormy. I don't think I've had any run-ins with her at all. Ponazar. Interesting. Nice website, though. I can dig a good website. That looks nice. Usually we tell people... Oh, what? Stormy's tweeting about Brutal? Interesting. She tweeted about Brutal actually leveling a character, so she must be around in this little area of our neck of the internet. She retweeted Brutal, so she must like Ryan's content. Huh. I don't know. The qualifications, of course, for it, like the guild would be fine, but it's if the guests have done lots of beta testing and know what's going on right now. Yep. So, but suggestion definitely. I'll have to wonder if she maybe put in an application, possibly, because we have tons of applications in the Final Boss email. I'm going to say close to over 150 at this point. At least 100 plus, so we'll see. Definitely see. I still am working on that episode, of course. It's a while away. What else can I talk to this about this episode? So the way that this episode is going to work with the War of the Ancients interview is going to be an hour normally, and then we're going to have the break, and then we're actually going to combine the after show into the main show. So we'll take live questions from chat and Twitter and stuff during the second half of the show, I guess. Because the show is broken up into 3 parts, if you guys haven't caught on to that already. There's like the introduction part of the show where we talk to the guests and where they're from and what they do and who they are and, you know, how they do beta testing and stuff like that. And then we have like the general topics, which are not as class specific. And then we do the little commercial breaky poo where I talk about stuff and things and little awesome stuff behind the scenes that you should check out. And then there's the meat and potatoes show topic, which is on a class episode. It's very specific to the classes involved or specs involved or talents and stuff involved in that. But for the War of the Ancients episode, we're going to just basically do the 15 to 20 minute after show as part of the main show. So we'll take live questions, of course, that might spark up after we've talked about stuff during the actual show itself. So, because I think doing a standalone after show for Ketal and Vanille won't be really necessary. We'll just kind of put it all into an hour and a half, and then that'll be the whole show will be just that one splop. She streams beta quite often. Theodiv, the idea to do a UI episode has definitely come up multiple times. It is not off the radar. The only issue with doing a UI episode is, do I bring on UI developers? Do I bring on, like, the people behind Tuck or LVUI? Do I bring on people that know a lot about high-end rating and know how to put together a rating UI? Like, what is the focus of that episode? How to make UI elements or how to put together a rating UI and what's important? Because many people have done that before, and everyone kind of has their own way of where they want to put their stuff. So I think what the episode should be about is key add-ons that are very, very helpful and useful, and then the ins and outs of them, like weak auras, DBM, possibly talking about different boss add-ons, not just DBM. Quartz, or tell me when, or stuff like that, I wonder. Wizzo, we are basically going back to Draenor before it exploded into Outland, yes. And the big differentiating point is that they do not drink demon blood, which happens in our timeline, yes. Oh, Vixen? Vixen's been on the show before already. Vixen was on the show for Resto Shamans. Yep, she was not on camera, however, but Vixen was on the show. Yup. She's on the Resto Shaman episode back in the day. Like an early episode. So Vixen's was there. Uh-huh. Definitely was a thing. I'll leave up their Twitter, so like include them on a tweet later or something like that. We'll see. I don't know about that, Bear. I'm not sure about that. Skylar was on for our post-BlizzCon wrap-up episode from last year, and he was a fun guy to have on the show. I don't know about that, because maybe, but I'm not sure. Yep. Well, if you haven't watched the past episodes, we have interviewed every class and spec in World of Warcraft, Mr. Pandaria, on the YouTube. Every episode, every class and spec is definitely up there with the after shows as well. So it's all up there on our YouTube page, every little bit of it. So if you've missed a past episode of a class you want to read about, listen to about, you can definitely do it. And yeah. No problem, Bear. Let me grab some more things here. Let's see. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. The shot, your storyboard process, animation, syncing the dialogue. It's gonna be about troubles in the waters. So let's do. What were some huge road blocks along the way? What the hell? Roadblock is one word? Damn. English. Model limitations, maybe? Voice actor fallout? What else? Like problems he could have encountered in his trials. Oh, render issues. He had a big problem with rendering the footage, as far as I know. Did you interview the Priestedin Shemage Knight of Warrior Long? Oh my gosh, pen click. Yes, of course, absolutely. Actually, it was episode number Spibble Frabble. It's on the tube views. You should go check that out down below. How does the full heroic Siege of Orgrimmar clear work with perks, run, costs for your guild? That doesn't cost anything for us, really. We just bring the person along. You can be in literally anything you want to be, and you could be a freshly boosted 90 character. You could be naked for all we care. The Siege of Orgrimmar run that's been talked about, that's linking in chat right now, is just a birthday celebration that my guild wants to do and bring someone along for free. The winner does not have to go on that Tuesday. You can choose that Tuesday or the Tuesday afterwards, the Tuesday after that. You can choose other Tuesdays. You don't have to go on that Tuesday. So don't think you have to go on that one, but... Oh, yeah. So is that Zosin? I've heard about Zosin as well. Yeah. Well, Zosin is also in Promethean. Yeah, it's because Zosin and Vixen are both healers in the same guild. So maybe I can talk to Zosin instead? Maybe. Because Vixen's already been on the show but once before. So we'll see. I'll just put these up here. I'll keep them locked in for suggestions. What's in English? The hop on the tube use? Uh-huh. There's nothing costs for the person. If you're a horde character and you win it and you want to do it, you pay for your own faction transfer, or pay for your own alliance boosted character to at least get the mountain achievement, because those are cross account. But no, it doesn't cost anything for us, so we don't pay you guys to do it. It's totally up to you. That's why it's mostly an alliance giveaway, because we're an alliance guild. And that it's sort of a limitation and kind of sucks, but we can't really help out Horde or EU players because we don't play Horde or EU. It was a thought process that crossed our minds to sort of do a huge four-way giveaway where Crisp does a giveaway for US Alliance player. We get a US Horde guild to do one more giveaway for the boosted run. And then we try to do 2 Horde guilds that you also get to run with that would do an Alliance and a Horde boost. So we give away 4. But to put that all together right now would be a lot of work, and we might do something like that in the future when we can actually figure out the plans to do it. But right now it was just we're gonna do a Crisp giveaway only. So yeah. But if you win, you can choose which Tuesday you want to do it. The next couple of Tuesdays coming up. I asked Halinka about Trivial Pursuit, actually, because I couldn't really talk to Celestalon very much, but I asked Brian Halinka about coming on for Trivial Pursuit in the future. He laughed and said he'd probably be totally garbage at everything but, like, the PvP thing. He doesn't know much about lore or geography, so I think he said it'd be fun to be on for the show, but that all comes down to just logistics and getting them on the show, so. What request? What did I miss? What did I miss, Rastafari? Chat moves kind of fast. Oh, Pirates of Darkwater. Have your final babies? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, the stuff you never see, of course, is like the titles and things I put on the show notes. You never know what I'm going to put on here. Where does one enter this giveaway? Holy, you enter the giveaway by literally being here on the 26th when I do the drawing. The drawing will start sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Probably closer to 8 o'clock, to be honest. I'll give a keyword out, which you have to just type in chat to make sure you're not a robot. And then I'll let the giveaway stew for a little while, and then I'll draw a winner. And then depending on who wins, if they can or can't accept the giveaway for whatever reason, then we'll go from there. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be a live giveaway right here in chat. Hi, Azza. But yeah, nothing... No rigmarole, no weird Twitter, Facebook, YouTube thing. Nope, just be here when I'm live streaming on the 26th. Fire her link, a higher Novel. Novel's already in Trivial Pursuit, though. Oh, yeah, there's the Realm Forum thing for... Yeah, thanks, Azza. That's the big... And we also have the Reddit post somewhere. I think the Reddit thread is linked in that thread, though, right, Azza? So, the Reddit thread that we got posted is gigantic. How many views does the Reddit thread even have? I'm curious right now. Is the Reddit thread linked in that thread? No, it's not. Damn. Why is it not linked in that thread? Azza, why you do this? Wow, Reddit. I want the actual Reddit thread's also there. I'm not logged in on this computer. Damn it. Oh well, you'll find it for me. Different post? Sure. You can cross Realm Heroic, yes. If you're Alliance on US servers, you can just real ID into Heroic Siege. You don't have to actually transfer your character to Bailgun, yes. But if you're Horde on the US servers, you'll need to change your faction. Or roll a Alliance character before the 26th or whatever. That's why we said, like, if you win on the 26th, you don't have to actually do the giveaway that day. You can do it the next couple of weekends coming up, so... You don't have to accept the run that day, yes. So I can't think of anything really else to talk about right now. I'm going to plug... we'll plug Mana Flask that episode. We're going to also plug the... show the trailer for War of the Ancients. Mixed into this episode, of course, is going to be a lot of, like, BTS photos and, like, art pieces and stuff. So, trailer, Mana Flask. I can link... How about make sure the... Their YouTubes... Sure, and then we'll do after show in main show, open Twitter and chat Q&A. Let's do 20 minutes of that, I think. Take live questions from social and the chat. Use this time to I'll just use that as a note to run through that kind of stuff during the actual show. And again, if you ask a question here, I'll just be during this part. But the whole chunk before the little break has to be really about how and why and what and how it happened and when. And then I guess the last question here would be, whoops. How long did the entire process take? Whoops. Accurate year counter. Thoughts? What would you have done differently? Oh no, did Asa get timed? Oh, because Asa's not like a regular or anything like that. There we go. Already have the mount from a Garrosh, but good luck to all. Yeah. If you already have the achievement for killing heroic Garrosh on your account, you're ineligible for winning. If you don't have him, but you're on him and you want to try to win the run and you literally haven't killed Garrosh yet, then by all means. But really the run, we want to highlight this run to be for someone that has not experienced Heroic Siege of Orgrimmar, because we're not going to ask you to kill yourself on every encounter except Phase 4 Garrosh, just so you don't mess up Iron Stars or whatever. You are involved, if you choose to be, the winner anyway, if every fight in Siege of Orgrimmar Heroic, you can heal it, you can DPS it. You can't tank it, obviously. But heal and DPS it and have fun. Listen to us and mumble and don't derp and don't wipe us. Obviously, if you wipe us, then we'll ask you to die on the reset. But it's all you. You want to be a part of every encounter, then by all means. That's the entire point of this run, to help you experience this. And of course, it'll be live streamed, and might cut the VOD just to highlight it. Probably play music that doesn't get blamoed. But yes, if you have not, if you already cleared Siege of Orgrimmar Heroic, you are ineligible. See you later, hug shot. Tank it as a mage. Do I want to build a snowman? Not right now. Oh, need more music. Let's grab another Ben Briggs album. Blah. Speaking is hard today. Can we expect another episode with Coltrane again? I think so, Instinct. It's on the menu. I think I liked having the year wrap up with Brutal and Coltrane, so we might do another one of those at the end of 2014. But I might actually bring Coltrane on for our post BlizzCon episode. I'm not sure yet. It's possible. The also thoughts are that if we rearrange Trivial Pursuit and I step back just to be the showrunner, not actually a contestant, then Coltrane would be Brutal's teammate. So we'll see. How did Anna and myself meet? Well, actually, in that regard, Anna actually sort of stalked me on Twitter early on in the Final Boss process to be a guest. If you actually go back to the YouTube page, you can see what happened there. Anna came on as a guest on episode number... because I had Jenny for the first couple episodes, for the first 4. Then she had to bow out due to how much time it was taking to do it. And then I interviewed Lancel and Magdalena about plate DPS, and then I did Vrawl and Vixen for Resto Shawn by myself. Anna came on as a patch 5.4 guest in episode 7. And then we talked a lot during that next week up till episode 8. And she came back on with me as my co-host for episode number 8 for Heroic 10-man raiding with Mini Me Mage and Hunger. And then, yeah, from then on, she just kind of, we worked everything out and we got better and better and better. Of course, this is basically almost a year ago now. And yeah, now she's the full-fledged co-host. So pretty much, just want to be involved with the show somehow, so yep. LA was ridiculous, Dreed. Again, of course, if you guys know or don't know, I was just in LA for the Warlords of Draenor cinematic launch event. You can actually find me in the GameSpot live coverage VOD. I'm at like 45 minutes or something. Also on my Instagram, I posted some pictures. And of course, some went on the Twitter as well. At least lots of tweets did. And I'll be putting together the sort of behind the scenes, first-hand, ground level experience video. It's only about 6 to 8 minutes long, just of like what it was like to be there. It's not really much of a vlog. It's more of a what it felt like and what was happening behind the scenes, what was there, because all you got to watch on the GameSpot live coverage was like the event there, and that was it. But like seeing the line outside, the people coming in, where all the devs were everywhere, mingling with everybody, what the venue looked like on the outside and the inside. That's the whole point of the video I'm making. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow. No promises though, because there's a lot of footage to sift through. But just keep an eye on that on the YouTube soon. Within a couple of days at maximum, it'll be up online. So you can get a little insider peek at what it was like to go to LA to that launch event at the Ace Hotel and Theater. Is there something that you picked up from Convert Trade that you applied to your show? I mean, I took a bit from Convert to Raid and Legendary were my two big inspirations for the show, Naz. I wouldn't say I picked up anything in particular. Like, I liked Gary's 4-camera layout with the lower third and the logo. I sort of tailored that to my own needs. The big thing about FinalBossTV, of course, is that I do not use World of Warcraft assets. All of the art you see is all ours. Everything is owned by myself, and it was owned by Francis before. It's all handmade. There's nothing that is in our layout that is not owned by FinalBossTV, because I don't want to use assets that are owned by Blizzard just because we can, but other shows just use World of Warcraft art pieces, and I don't want to do that. So everything is my own. So everything is my own. Well, damn, I've already been talking for like an hour. Whew, we gotta kind of motor through this notes. We got about half an hour left here. So guests to be announced. We're gonna start working on the Healer Impressions Warlords of Draenor beta coverage. So let me go back to a previous episode, because I want to pull out some of the bare bones of 53. Let's see here. Yeah, Warlords melee impressions. So I want this part. This introductory soapbox. Actually, I want this so much so far. Just to get this copied and pasted over, because I want to use the... What happened? I didn't grab the whole thing? What happened? Please? Weird. Primal just logged into the notes for some reason. Copy. Yes. Dunked. Alright, let's get this out of here. Remove all this pink text where their Q&As queue up. Yeah, I was sitting next to Tali and Bajira for the event, and yeah, I was right next to him. You're gonna see in the video of me recording Potted and Bajira recording their own vlogs, like vlogception. So, oh wait, what did I promise? Oh gosh, up the event. Did you get to see some more that was not live streamed? No, there was nothing else that was. Everything was live streamed. The only thing that wasn't live stream was obviously the dev interaction afterwards and just like hang out with people. Yes, the Frostmourne on the intro, Franti, is not Blizzard's Frostmourne. It is Frostmourne, but it is totally new artwork. That's what I mean. Everything on the show, if it's Warcraft oriented, it's fine, but it's not World of Warcraft art. It's like, see, for example, like here's Sulfuros, right? Like here's Sulfuros. Right, like here he is. This is the, Hammer of Rag, but this is all redone by Francis. This is not Warlords, this is not Warcraft art. It's ours. It's, based off of and inspired by and drawn from, but it's not their artwork. Or say, for example, the the final kappa. I can't see right now. What's happening? Yeah, like the kappa face, like our Lich King kappa, like that's the helm, right? But it's not Blizzard's helm. It's all been redrawn by Francis. That's what I mean. Like our art assets are our own because they're not the exact same copy pasta stuff from like a Google search. Because that would be really weird. Like these are the early renditions of the helm and the mace. So stuff like that. All my folders full of stuff. Let me see. Do I have the actual Frostmourne here? Like here's the actual emote you guys see in chat right now. Ah! It's very small though. It's all our artwork. Our artwork. Do I have the actual Frostmourne in this folder? There it is. Nope, that's not the full version of Frostmourne. Where do I have it? I don't even know where it is. There's the sketch of my little dude. So this Frostmourne has been redrawn by Francis, so it's ours. This is my little chibi that's on my business cards. So obviously the rough version of it. My business card is, where is it? Right here. My business cards, right there. So, yeah, like the artwork is ours, not. No, Francis with an E, Leonaka. No, my best friend. She was the. Yep, not copyright. There's no copyright really anyway with Warcraft stuff. They let you use their stuff anyway. So. I guess this is Ragnaros' face for our logo. This is Ragnaros' face, and this is like the Warcraft little circle square medallion, but it's obviously all been redone. It's all ours. Like, she redid this all by hand. So the artwork is not just taken from a Google search. That's what I mean. It's Final Boss art. It's not Blizzard's artwork. That's what I mean. Yeah, Leonaka is how you guys know her. So, let's grab some. Do you guys have questions or things you want me to put in for the healer beta episode? This sort of stuff is all like the same that we're going to talk about in the beginning. This obviously changes though. Let's talk about a bit about beta brush strokes. What are your thoughts for let's do healer class, because I don't know who class we're talking about. Update. Gotta highlight this. Oop. Healing archetype. Archetype? Is that one word? Type? Archetype? No, archetype. To see our whoops a doodle dandy. I'll update both of these with the healer classes we bring on the show, so I remember which classes we were talking about, because we're not going to be talking about. Oh no, Lops. The logos and maze files. You have to get permission, Lops. You can ask a mod. You submitted too many healer questions already, Keltaric. Ha. They freely allow fans to use their IP and art, but if they wanted, they can revoke and screw. Yeah, of course they could. Garasara, they can. That's why, from the get-go, I built all of the Final Boss artwork with the intention of not having to worry about it. Like, it's all our work. Like, this is the full res Ragnaros face. So. Do I actually have the original, like, before she worked on it version? I don't think I do. There's the black and white Ragnaros face, which is we used in the emote you guys have in chat. I don't know if I even do the podcast image, which is on iTunes. Just has the banner work down here and stuff. I don't even know if I do. I might be in a different folder. This is all just assets and things, and Sentry Totem and the Ragnaros we had for our... Yeah, he's a GIF. His face moves. That was on our December donation drive video that you may have seen before. There he is. He's so cute. He's our popsicle Ragnaros. he's so cute. Oh my god, look at his tape. Hold them together. Land Souls Lego Millennium Falcon. I don't even know where that would be. I don't think I have that sitting around. I mean, we have old art assets from like way back in the day, because I have every episode ever all sitting right here. So like old screenshots and stuff. Like there's Marion Leeds and yeah, lots and lots and lots of art. Oh, archetype. Yeah, that's right. That would be, so it would be that, not what I typed. So archetype like that. Yeah. Stat attunements. I mean, maybe. Yeah, we can talk about stat attunements. See, how does mana feel so far in beta? Not energy. How does mana feel? And I'll have to change this completely. So how does XXX or XX healer feel with current mana spell changes? How are the attunement free stats looking? Oops. Whoops. And how about I'll put this in front of it actually. Let's do this here. Is mana too free? I kind of feel like right now healers can just heal forever. That could be a numbers thing, though. On the brutal body? What? Oh. It's from one of his YouTube videos. Took a screen capture. And he said, this body is not for sports, it's for gaming. So I made a meme of him. Just with a flat, ugly, paint shop white text. That's what that is. Yup. Are the Halo questions I sent in a few weeks ago still there? They're still there. Everything's still there. Yep, if I go back through the Ask a Boss submissions, I can find all of the posts. All the emails are there. Let me go back a couple. It's gonna be a couple of questions ago. Balance Druid. Ask a Boss. Yep, there's your question about Disciplined Priests. With Divine 8, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have a Disc Priest on the show. That's why I can't put specific questions in just yet. You asked about Divine Aegis. Yeah, I see a couple of them. I see a couple of them. How is healing tanks and worlds different from mists? Ooh, that'd be a good question for down here. Be a good question for down here, I think. Okay, this will be a sentry totem. Commercial break. Can't forget war crimes. And then if I have healer community plug, something to plug for healer community, I think, depending on who comes on the show. Gal took a sword to the name. That's pretty good. Speaking of sword to the name, where's my little new gift that I found on there we go. Wait, what's it doing? Don't do that. Hang on. Yeah, it's so cute. Look at my little Frostmourne. It's kind of distracting. I'll leave it there for a little bit and we'll take it away. It's so adorable. So adorable. That's pretty funny. My epic heals talking about healing in Warlords. Apparently Disc Priests are being asked to prepare to swap to Holy. Oh yeah, Disc Priest is terrible. But that's a numbers thing. Disc Priests are so bad right now because of how weak they are. You want that gift? No. The show normally airs at 4 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Searching. Do you have the notes for this show about notes? No, I don't, Anarchy. No. I don't have notes about this show. No, I do not. Like, for example, though, we can dive back into the Ian Has a Columnists interview if you want. So this is the Watcher interview on May 4th. So, again, Ian's information right here. You know, we the game designer. So, who is the Watcher on the raid? Regale us some of your stories. How'd you handle, you know, title as lead encounter designer? How's your job changed? What's the day in the life of Ian look like? What's your least favorite part of the past encounter and how would you fix it? We talk about his huge blog posts and breakdowns about how he's going over how was how well was Mr. Pandaria received, you know, the talent system, 4 raid sizes, Flex, Daily Hubs, Timeless Isle, blah, 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 blah. Big changes to the fundamentals of healing and range DPS in 6.0. We talk about how things are going to change, which now have changed again. And looking forward to our normal heroic difficulty. There's questions from Nobble because he's so cute. Look at him. Commercial break. Then looking from future to the past, we'll talk about Warlord 6.0 rating. So, raid content delivery system, which now has changed quite differently since May 4th, which is ridiculous now to think about it. New raid systems in Warlords, you know, like Old War-esque stuff. Heroic interactive bosses like Firefighter, or, you know, where players choose abilities like Halphus, or mythic-only bosses like Algalon, Raden. Vehicle battles, more interactivity with their environment. So we've definitely seen a bunch of changes to the raid stuff, which is he talked about back then, and we have seen it now in the raid testing, so it's definitely there. There's a gal asked a question back in the day. See? Look, see? Garrison breakup, Warlords lockouts. And we had a whole bunch of questions that came in, and then of course the threads that talk about the infographics and stuff. So, yeah, the show has lots of notes. There are lots of notes on the show. It's a lot that goes into each episode, I think. Well, Discipline apparently is really good with multi-strike. Look at my little Frostmourne. Uh-huh. How long is it going to take for the show to be noticed by the devs? When I went to BlizzCon last year, which I only had, what, a dozen or so episodes in, Ghostcrawler knew who I was and totally creeped on me at the Tangerine Bar and Grill at the party, the pre-party for BlizzCon, the one on Thursday, and knew who I was and wanted to meet me and, you know, and loved the show. He listened to an audio version usually because he doesn't have time to watch the show. So yeah, Ghostcrawler knew who I was 3 or 4 months into the show production. So October. Yeah, so about 4 months in Ghostcrawler. So there's that, I guess. I never expected it to be that. So yes, Gal, I talked to both Ian Has a Costas and Celestalon about possibly coming back on the show after Mythic is fully launched. I don't know about that, Penclick. Probably not. Probably not. That would be ridiculous. It was talked about that Anna and I would print out some show notes and sign them and then give them away to lucky people in chat. Like, give away, like, signed show notes, like a little staple, little document there. But the logistics of doing that would be weird. We have to figure out how to do that. So we'll get there eventually. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. but not anytime soon. Much to think about. Maybe Keldark, maybe. I don't know. Multi-strike seems pretty good for healers right now. Multi-strike and crit, I think, are super important because how weak healing is. Getting more heals or crit bigger heals is really important. Yeah, they said, I mean, oh, crap. My chat died. Literally right there on stream. Both Ian said he'd love to come back on the show, and Celestalon just said, you know, contact Zarum. Wow, like my whole Chrome crashed. Yikes. That was ridiculous. Like everything had an angry face on it. Oof. What happened there? What happened there? Wow. I know. Sign Pikachu and send that to me? That's not gonna happen. So, anyway, healers in chat right now, what do you want to know about for Warlords? Beta impression. This is your time to literally influence the show notes. Tank healing. Lots of attention with the mostly dead triage smart healing. How has that changed the healer game? How sticky is damage? You feel like you're DPSing like having a healer rotation and constant spam, because when I played healer and constant because when I was testing healer stuff in a dungeon, I was honestly like overwhelmed. Like I could not keep up. Like people always needed to be healed. It was weird. What's an ideal healer comp? How does the triage healing feel compared to shield healing? Ideal healer comp. Let's put that up here. Let's do. Any thoughts towards the perfect healer comp for Mythic? Personally, I always thought it's going to be one Holy Pally. Like my thought was one Holy Pally, one Resto Shaman, one Resto Druid, one Holy Priest, and one Red Crane Monk. That was my thoughts, which I'll put in the notes there, that I thought that would be like the best healing, because you get four of the biggest, you know, four healers and the Red Crane to have just stupid amounts of smart healing and triage. And then if the monk needs to heal, then it can drop back into Jade Serpent and then blast some big heals and then go back into Red Crane. Personally, I thought that's how it works. A final boss show with Chris Metzen in Novel would be interesting. Well, I mean, I would like to have Sean Copeland in Novel, but that's my own thoughts. How will tertiary stats influence tanking, healing, in general? Question, how do you feel about no more upgrade gear and more RNG gear? Oh, God. Now, you're going to want me to bring up Warforged gear again, which I loathe. How will tertiary stats influence? I mean, tertiary stats are movement speed, sturdiness, What are the tertiary stats in the Warlords? Like, what are they confirmed to be? Gear changes? It should be all updated on Wowpedia, right? Because what are they actually going to be? Oh, speed, leech. Is avoidance still in the game? Is avoidance still real? I thought avoidance wasn't actually staying. I'll just put that as the main topic, so I don't know where I'm going to put all these topics just yet. I gotta keep up with the chat. You guys typing too fast. How are... Damn it. Damn it. What was the other question? How do you feel about no more upgrade gear and more RNG? Oh gosh. Right. Hi, phone. Do you have a question about the changes to the way mana regen? Well, yeah, I have mana stuff like this. So how does mana feel so far? Is mana 2 free? Oh, well, you mean secondary stats then, Novel, I think. So tertiaries don't really affect healing. You're looking at secondary stats, like haste, crit, mastery, stuff like that. Yeah, it looks like right now it's avoidance, indestructible, leech, and speed, but indestructible was changed to something else, I thought. Sturdiness. But this list does not look like it's updated with all the current tertiary stats. I can't seem to find a post that has all of the actual final ones. Okay. There was a phishing attack on Wowhead right now. Okay, cool. Neat. Well, you can't pick tertiary stats, Novel. They just randomly appear on gear pieces. Like, there's no way to pick them. They are completely random. Yeah, and bonus armor is a regular stat. Exactly. Uh-huh. Will we ever actually go Early Cataclysm was a very difficult yet very rewarding time as a healer as a guild's a good value. Yeah, that's what my thing about healing, I think, is mana 2 free. Let's go back up to that real quick. It's mana 2 free. Let's put, will you ever actually go I'm gonna knock this back to its own topic here. Whoops, damn it. Let's see, Valkyrian says... Valkyrian, I mean, we can talk about that a little bit. We can talk about the healer... Like, I think I have that over here, like the, let's see. So, healer roles and the, I guess, distribution of healer jobs, I guess. Like, because in my mind, Holy Priest can do everything. Resto Shaman and Resto Druid are very, very AoE oriented. Mistweaver Monk is sort of a weird combination of both, but not really strong at either. Probably more single target oriented. Like, I think, like, Mistweaver Monk and Holy Paladin are much better single target healers, just because of how their kit works. And then Red Crane Monk is literally just smart healing. And then Disciplined Priest is probably only good at single target right now. and you can blanket if need be, but their AoE healing is so nerfed. So, and because Smite healing is so rough right now, like they nerfed Atonement so bad. No, Multi-Strike is secondary. Novel. Multi-Strike is secondary stats. Yeah. Multi-Strike, Haste, Mastery, Crit, Armor are all secondary. Those are green stats. Tertiary is like... Yeah, you mean secondary stats. Exactly. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. So I'll catch you up with chat. No, sturdiness is a real thing. It reduces the durability loss taken. No, sturdiness now is just indestructible, I think. Like, a certain piece of gear can roll indestructible and will take no durability loss when you die. Which, again, is just kind of stupid, but whatever. It's fine, I guess, having a little bit of money. Healers are going at like 70% in some fights, and raid testing healers definitely will go Yeah, well, Cursed Era, we'll talk about that. Like, when do you go and why? So, will healers actually go when does this happen? And why? I gotta knock this back to its own stat too, because attunement stats. Yeah, bonus rolls for extra stats or gem sockets. Well, I thought we'll still get guaranteed gem sockets on our set pieces, Bear, but I don't know if that's even true. Like, do we get guaranteed sockets on certain pieces of gear? I hope we do. If gem sockets are even random on our set pieces, that'd be crap. I would imagine that set pieces would have guaranteed gems and all offset pieces would have random gems. We haven't seen our raid sets yet. They're not actually in the game. Oh, sturdiness was removed. Yeah, isn't sturdiness now just indestructible? So a piece of gear can roll indestructible for tertiary, which means it won't take durability damage. No, like, so each stat has its own, like, back and forth. I don't think secondaries will change like that we were talking about searching. And tertiaries won't change on pieces ever. Tertiaries are locked in. But I'd imagine if you're an elemental shaman and you have haste crit on a piece of gear and you swap to elemental, I'm pretty sure it'll just be haste crit. It'll be the same exact secondary stats. But again, we don't know how it's going to work yet because we don't have the actual set gear yet. The set gear isn't data mined. It's not in the game files yet, so we can't look at, you know, what tier 17 stats look like. It doesn't exist. Doesn't every class that you can have some sort of passive where you need to be equipped in like leather? No, that passive thing I don't think is there anymore, Lil Sim. It could be. The whole, like, you get 5% more of agility, int, stamina, or strength if you're wearing, you know, plate, cloth, leather, or mail. I don't know if it's even gone anymore. Yeah, versatility, blah. Not that you've heard? I mean, tier pieces, like our tier gear has to either have sockets or not have sockets. It can't have a chance for sockets. That's garbage. Yeah, indestructibles for that piece of gear, exactly. Yeah, the primary stats are the white stats, so your agility will become intellect. You'll keep the stamina. I don't know, maybe if you go resto, maybe some of your int breaks off into spirit too, or spirit shows up. I don't know how that works, because spirit's only going to be on like rings, neck, trinkets, cloak, weapons. I think, right? Spirit will not be on solid pieces of gear, like set pieces. The bonuses actually do change? Like the secondaries change? Yeah, secondaries won't, but the main ones do, but tertiaries also should not. Yep. Yes, Blood Theater, we will be doing tanks. We actually did tank meal already. We talked to Ariella and Reniot, episode number 52, about beta tanking. We talked about Guardian Druids and Blood DKs, mostly. We talked about every tank, of course. So if you want beta, again, if you don't know if we have an episode up yet for a class or whatever, then go to the YouTube page. It's all right there. Tons of episodes on YouTube. Tons. If a tier has sockets, won't we use all 5? Well, usually our sockets are meta and socket in helm, 1 or 2 sockets in shoulders, 2 to 3 in the chest, usually 2 in the legs, and gloves usually only have 1. So it's gloves, pants, shoulders, chest, helm. Yeah, rings and necks and stuff do not swap primary stats because they just have... Those are the only pieces that don't swap around. Right. Oh, so Spirit does not change based on your spec. Some BS LE gear... Weird. That's a question too. What is the current state of Spirit? Or do we just not have enough math for that yet? I want to see how Spirit feels going into the expansion too, because we're supposed to have good regen to begin with, but then it's supposed to not get like super crazy toward the end. So of course this section down here that it's not there yet will actually be level 100 talent for our 2 healer spec guests. So oh, what the hell? What the hell? Come on. Don't do this to me. I'm just putting spaces here right now so I know to put the level 100 talents once we get our 2 healers locked in. Tier bonuses do switch. Yeah, your tier bonuses, like your 2-piece and 4-piece, those change, of course. That's why, like, if you are an elemental shaman and you have your 5 pieces of your tier gear and you switch to enhancement, you get enhancement bonuses. Your int turns into agility, and yeah. Didn't they nerf secondary stats and gems though, Bear? I thought they nerfed them recently in that latest little update. I think they nerfed enchants and gems. But I have to check again. Yeah. Will Spirit be on weapons? Will you have weapons on... Will like your mace have Spirit on it too, or your shield? Like a paladin shield have Spirit? And I could imagine that you could have mana regen oriented trinkets too. By rogue. I mean, maybe, Dreed, maybe if our tier sets did have sockets, maybe people would go for 5 of 5. Usually, though, there's always an offset piece that will be trumped by that will trump one of your main set pieces, like a shoulder or a helm or gloves or pants or chest, whatever. Like, you could get a better stat optimization on a offset piece that might just have better than your set bonuses that do. So maybe if your set does have guaranteed sockets, though, I think we would be forced into taking 5 of 5, but that's, of course, why there's a lot of interesting problems with loot right now. Yeah, flasks are primaries and chance got nerfed. Not sure about gems. Okay. Maybe cloaks? Yeah. Just from chance. Don't know. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff we're not sure about right now. gear. If you swap to go DPS, you still need all your offset pieces to be DPS oriented, and you need also a two-hander or two one-handers or whatever. Same thing if you're a healer. You can be a healer with all your healer gear on, but you'll also need to have a swap set that would be better for DPSing with no spirit on it, because it's a dead stat for DPS, so... No, Mr. Robot has lots of things. Mr. Robot has their own combat log parsing service coming, which looks really pretty. It's a lot simpler than, like, say, Warcraft logs, for those that aren't, like, super into needing to know all the Warcraft log stuff. But if you want to use Mr. Robot's combat log parsing, it's much simpler, but yeah. WebMD says I have cancer. Yeah, probably. Yeah, if you're a man, you have cancer. If you're a woman, you're pregnant. Yep. But there'll still be some tools, of course, on Mr. Robot. It's not gonna die. Not at all. Yeah. Please make what a gift, Francis. Don't do it. Interesting. I don't know. Well, alrighty, friends. I'm gonna bail out of the Ben Briggs music right now. We've done enough of him. I am going to get out of here, at least for this recording of the show. Thank you all very much for whoop-doop. Actually, where is my end music? I don't even have that loaded up right now. Oh my goodness, where is it? I need it. I need the button. People will freak out if I don't hit the right button. Oh my gosh. There it is. Wow. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I'm going to come back online, of course, after this little break. I'm not going to, like, leave. But I'll be back to talk more about you guys and hang out a little bit. But for the actual main episode of itself, because I want to make this and cut this to, like, one giant thingamajigger for YouTube. I don't want to go too much longer. So thank you all for being here. Again, my interview with Ketal and Vanille. Of course, Anna will be here next week as well. It's pushed back to the 24th, so next Sunday. Next Sunday, interviewing the co-builders, creators, animators, machinimators for the War of the Ancients, Well of Eternity, huge, long, epic, 2-hour-long movie that just came out yesterday. So stay tuned for that. And of course, the week after that is Labor Day weekend. We have no show, and the week after that will be Healing, Impressions, and Warlords of Draenor, with 2 healers, which will soon be announced because I haven't set them up yet. So I will see you all later. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great one. Hopefully you got a little bit of inside information of how I make the show and how it works. And thank you all for giving me your feedback and options and asking questions about how things are done. And if you're sticking around for a little bit, I will see you shortly. But if not, have a great weekend. What's left of it anyway. Trust in the coin. Have fun at work tomorrow. And until next time, guys. A solo hand. Oh! My buttons. I can't.